The Proper Podcast. I'm your host, Kieran Seville, and today we will be talking about, what we'll be doing on every episode of the Proper Podcast, sports. And today's sports today, we're going to start off with a bit of snooker, going to go on to a bit of darts, bit of footy, a bit of rugby. Right then, let's start off with some snooker, guys. So guys, if you want to give any suggestions for other sports we may do during this lockdown period, I can expose the latest updates on all sports from the Proper Podcast. Please also subscribe to my channel. It would be greatly appreciated for the Proper Podcast to grow. So let's go on. Trump, but was not to his best at all. Didn't seem to be trying. He does try. Well, he is trying a bit, but not trying. Well, he's not playing to his full-on quality. He's probably trying to just get ready for the World Championship. Definitely good practice for the World Championships, which will take place in June. But Daniel Wells got a satisfying playing Williams. It's going to be a bit really wants to, take home. But he's there. He could win it. We never know. He's won quite a lot of tournaments this year. It's been a brilliant year for Judd Trump. And it's just been it was a great day for Slasher. Not a very good day for Gold. He wasn't up to quality, was the Yorkshireman. Not very impressed with his performances at all yesterday. Thought it wasn't top quality. And today, I've got to say, the biggest shock for me has been Williams. Robbie Williams getting a draw against Luca Bushell and... what's his name? It's just drifted out my head. Oh my gosh. It'll come to me, guys. Okay, it'll come to me. Alright, yeah, but he's been very good today with the draw against Luca Bushell. Won it on the last frame, and it was absolutely sensational. The last frame in his two matches, which beat Luca Bushell, and it'll come to me. His name just flopped out my head. Absolutely flopped out my head. But he was absolutely sensational in the frame. He was 2-0 down against... what's his name? What is his name? It'll come to me. It really will come to me. He played really well in that game. Won the last... He was 2-0 down in that match as well. You got to think. He played absolutely sensational. Speaking about lines, always looks to be knocking on the door, but just seems to be not being able to, break through. It's been a solid days of snooker. Not being the best quality snooker yet, but Luca Bushell, I've got to say, he'll probably make it. We'll have to see when he plays his last game against Jack Lazowski. That's it, Jack Lazowski. That's who he was 2-0 up to Williams and then lost, then drew 2-2. There's been a few draws today. And Jack Lazowski needs a win next game. Needs a win. Otherwise, he will not top the group. And he will not be going to the second part. And it'll be Luca Bushell going through. Well then, guys, let's change the subject. We will go on to darts. The Unibet Home Tour have been sensational so far. Brilliant players in it. At the start of it was very, very strong. There was lots of very, very good players going out. Well, not really going out. It was not a good start for Peter Wright at all. He wasn't top quality at all. And then Gillian Price also not having the strongest starts. But now, yesterday, Nathan Aspinall was playing to top quality against a hot Jeffrey D'Souza. Jeffrey D'Souza, through that whole tournament, has been absolutely quality. When he was in the group with Robert Thornton and Keegan Brown. But two very, 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 very strong players. You got to say, just wow. Just really wow. How he got through that group. He must be playing better at home or something. Must be, definitely. Must be something. Playing at home must be just good for Jeffrey D'Souza. But some other players who didn't get through, you just got to think. Could have been better, definitely. So many players entered into that. So many. I thought Stephen Bunting was going to have a great chance. And he's still probably... I don't think he does. I think he got knocked out. Because I think he was in the same group as... I can't remember now. It slipped out my head. But it was very, very... There's been very, very good darts in the Unibet Home Tour. But there's been a few disappointing results. Some shockers have come through. Like that Spanish guy from yesterday. He played quite well against James Hughes. It was a last leg decider in that game. It was 5-4 in the end. It was a very, very good game. But that, can't wait for it to come back on the proper stage, because then we'll be seeing the World Match Play, because that's organised for June. I mean, July, sorry. It'll be absolutely fantastic, absolutely brilliant. World Match Play, one of the best tournaments. The World Championships as well was sensation, with some shocks in there with Michael Smith going out in the Univet Home Tour. He wasn't up to scratch as well in his first group. Well, let's get on to some football now. Some good old football. We can't beat a bit of football. Right, so now we know the Premier League. Everyone says the best league in the world. Agreed. It is coming back on the 20th of June. So the football is coming back, which is absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And the Championship, 20th of June. Hopefully my boys, Leeds United, will strike. And come on. Come on, Leeds. Got to win the league. Now, we've got to discuss about the other two leagues. I do not know if League 1 and League 2 tighten up. So we've got to have a look at the teams in there who might not even have a chance of going up. Ipswich, very, very inconsistent start to the season. They were absolutely sensational with their brilliant striker Jackson, absolutely brilliant. And Sunderland, they were just dwindling down there, and then they appointed Phil Parkinson, which got them a bit up the table. They're starting to play okay. Oxford being always lingering up there, and Lincoln holding their own after losing their manager Crawley, and it was just a very I thought it was going to be bad season for Lincoln, who have shot the league. Sensational that is ever since their cup quarter final against Arsenal in the FA Cup. That will be taking place as well, because there's only Premier League teams after that. So, and we got to think we're still in League 1. Okay, and we got to think of the team down there in League 1 if it does end. So, you just got to think. Look at the teams down there. It's been a massive complaint to Tranmere Rovers, who are just in the relegation scrap. But if the season is voided, they'll go down. They will have to go down. And the teams at the top of League 2 will have to go up. It's just such a shame for a team like that. Well, Bolton Wanderers, they just didn't have the season. With financial troubles, Bolton barely stayed up. But they still had, okay players. Reasonable League 1 players. Like, you've got Will Buckley. Will Buckley's a good player. I've also got Murphy, he's a good player as well. Gotta think their squad ain't that bad. But it's just that they had the point deduction and it just struck them down, massively. And it's just been a shocker season for them. And Southend, I knew they were going to go down. I predicted them to go down. I just didn't think they had the quality at all. Sol Campbell came in and has done absolutely nothing. I'm sorry, Sol Campbell. You're probably a good manager. You're a good manager for Mansfield. But here, he's not doing well. He's not doing well at all. They're just down there. They're just struggling to scrap to get a win. And it's just not coming at all. Just not coming at all. And we just got to see, all the teams down there. It's going to be such a scrap. Like Rochdale, they're always down there, but they always managed to stay up there. They're doing okay this season. Not doing too bad, but they still are down there. Now it's going to League 2, guys. Okay. League 2 have got a lot of teams down there. Well, the two teams who are up there, which really surprised me, are Swindon Town and Crawley. What seasons they have had. Them two. Absolutely sensational. Elliot, what's his name? He used to play for QPR. I know who he is. Great player. Came for Bradford. Absolutely sensational. Bradford. Well, it's nothing against Bradford, even on Leeds thick and through. Nothing against Bradford. But they've had a shocking season. Absolutely shocking. It's just not been their season. They're just not up there. They just struggled. And they're just reasonably just plundering there. It's come on, got this. They don't got it. They're like outside the playoffs before this lockdown stuff came in. Just haven't been good. It's been a good season though for Plymouth Argyle, going straight down. Going down with the last relegation spot. You just got to think that must be agonising. Missing out by that much. And then they're down, but they're fighting to get back up. They were so close to getting back up, but their form was a bit inconsistent going in there. And we got to have a look at Cheltenham with a good season for them. They're unbeaten in 5 before the lockdown. And we got to have a look at the Shockers, who had a shocker last season, like absolute shocker. Now listen, I predicted these right in my table. Well, almost. One spot wrong actually at the moment. It's Northampton. They've had a definite better season. And I've just looked at the table, guys, and Bradford are actually lower down than what I think. They're 9th in the table. They could be going below Salford City. It's like shocking for a team. It's like shocking for them. Now we've got to admit, I'm sorry for all Stevenage fans, but it's looking like the end of the road for Stevenage. They're just bottom of the league, struggling for points. Same with Mansfield Town, who are just struggling for points. Both of them looking down there, looking both down and out. But it's only going to be one relegation spot, which will be agonising for a team to go down now. The worst team for me this season have both been Scunthorpe and Mansfield Town. Scunthorpe, when they went down, they had a strong squad. But now, they've just... half of the squad is out now because of finances, contracts and all that is going to affect all these lower clubs. And it's just knocked them down. It hasn't through the season, but they're going to lose players. They're going to struggle. They could go down. For a team as big as Scunthorpe, like a team who's a League One quality team, to go down, it's like, it should happen. It should not happen. Teams who have been disappointed in another one, Walsall, not the strongest season. Right guys, we're going to go back now to League One after highlighting League Two. Well, as I said about League One, it has been a disappointment for Sunderland. Campaign with the Netflix documentary, which is really, really good. Lots of it. It was a really, really good documentary. Well, you got to think the top of the table in League One, Coventry City. I was expecting them to have a whimper, absolute whimper. Then, bang, up the table they go. Playing really, really good football. Like, really good. Same with Rotherham. When I watched Rotherham in League One, they looked really strong, but when they were in Championship, they were a bit inconsistent. I thought they deserved to stay up. They were quite a strong, solid team to watch. But obviously my boys came through to beat them. Oxford up there, again, had a very good season. Peterborough, they're going to drop out again. They are going to drop out again. It's just happened for them. Year after year after year. They've just dropped out on the last minute. They've always looked like people saying, Peterborough are going to go up this year. Peterborough are going to go up this year. And they just don't. Just like have that end of the season quality, which they need. It's a need for a quality for a team from League One. But with a brilliant striker, Ivan Toney, they should go up. He's going to go next season and they're going to struggle. Like, struggle. Blackpool, solid enough season with Simon Grayson at the helm. Not, well, we got to say the bottom three I've we've exposed about. Still, got to think they have games. Rochdale down there, as I've said. They've had actually not a bad season considering their squad. But Wimbledon down there, Milton Keynes down there, Attington Stanley down there, and Shrewsbury, I've always thought can just go for that promotion spot. They almost went up. They were so close, but then they're just dropping down, going inconsistency. Wycombe Wanderers dropping down the table massively. And as I've said, 4 losses in a row for Ipswich Town, who should be going up easy in that league. Right then, guys, we are going to go on to the Championship now. Then we'll go quickly to the Premier League. Then we'll go on to a bit of rugby. So, Championship. Let me just get the table up here. Well, I already know the table from the top of my head. Wow, we've got another thing. Let's start off with the top. Leeds United. My boys. What a quality season so far. Everyone talks about, like, I think the most underrated player in this league so far, Helder Costa. He works so hard. That's not me just being biased. He works round, bomb downs that wing. I watch every Leeds game this season. That is absolutely sensational. How hard he works. You just don't see it. Patrick Bamford, people say, oh, he can't finish his dinner. Fantastic striker. Without Patrick Bamford, we'd be down there this season. People just underestimate that he's not the best of finishers. I'll agree, he's not the best of finishers. We signed a striker in Augustin, but he hasn't had the games yet, so we can't really say the proof. Let's go down the table now, guys, and let's go have a look. And also Calvin Phillips, Yorkshire Perlo. I have to admit. Right, let's go down the table. We've got to have a look at West Brom and Fulham. Well, Fulham, inconsistent. Well, they've been quite good. Without Mitrovic, they'd be down there. That's all I can say about Fulham. They'd be just down there if they don't have Mitrovic. Mitrovic's goals just propelled them like. It's like unbelievable. It's like, seriously. Let's go down the table again. West Brom, as I've said, Pierre, can't pronounce his name. Pereira, sensational skill, and their lad at the back, brilliant, like absolutely brilliant. Now, they've just got the quality there nailed. Brentford, Ben Rahman, that's all I can say, and Ollie Watkins, partnership of heavens. Right, let's go down. Let's go have a look at the playoff contentions, guys. So, Bristol knocking on the door again. It's looking like another season where they're going to miss out, which is horrible for them. Looking at their squad, you just think, they should do it. Naki Wells, what a signing. What a signing. He just hasn't took that, just doesn't have that soccer punch yet. Needs time to do that. Preston, very, very solid season. Very solid. Millwall, they've had a strong season. It pays me to admit it, but they've had a strong season. They've had a very strong season. Then we go look at Swansea, who have dropped down a ton. It's just not been their season at all. They were up there, and I thought, wow, Swansea are going to challenge us this season. They just had a whimper of form. Horrible, horrible. Now we go down to the relegation battle. Guys, it's just down there. Sheffield Wednesday could still even go for the playoffs. They have a good run. But let's go have a look at the relegation battle. Huddersfield Town. They could easily go down. They could easily go down. Easily. They just don't have... Just not playing good enough. They're playing okay. Played well against Leeds. But from anything else, I really do not know. Middlesbrough. What a shocker of a season. They lost half their players. Their owner just doesn't have the money anymore. And it's just affecting them big, big, big style. All I can say. Hull City. Now, we need to have a proper debate about this. Hull. Like, come on, Hull. It's like, this has been a whimper. I'm sorry, but this Hull City, this has been a whimper. That's so strong. Jared Bowen. Jared Bowen's carried that team. We thought, right, he's going to carry him. Then when he leaves, with Grzycki, which I did not expect, down they go. Massively. They're going to go down. The season restarts, they are off down. So I'll go say Charlton, they'll stay up. I just think Lee Bowyer's grit will get there. I thought they were having a great start to the season. They were sensational football. Sensational. I thought they were challenging up there. They beat us. You couldn't think they beat Leeds United, which is a fantastic win for them. Brilliant. They played really well as well. Well, mate. Luton Town looked down and out. Same with Barnsley. It's just been a shameful season for them. Luton punching above their weight. I'm sorry, Luton fans. You're punching far above your weight. You're going to go down. It's just... You've had your time whilst you've had it. And that's the season. Right, guys, we'll quickly go on to the Premier League. It is restarting soon. Relegation battle will go on to. I think, personally, bottom three, Brighton and Hove Albion, Aston Villa, Norwich. Aston Villa, Jack Grealish. They've got the quality. They've got a great squad. They're going to do a Fulham. That's all I'm going to say. Crystal Palace, what a season. What a season Crystal Palace have had. I thought they'd be down there, but they're not. Now we've got to go into Watford. Such an inconsistent season, but they'll definitely stay up with the management of... I can't remember his name. It's Mayadeen. And then we go on to Brighton. Well, I think it's going to be such a disappointing season. No wins in 2020. Just look poor. Shocking football. Just want to see some quality, like, don't we? Want to see some quality from them. But it's just not coming. Now, if you guys want me to just go out the title race, well, there is none. Guys, I've got to admit, there is none. Liverpool have practically won the title. They haven't won it mathematically yet, but they've just won the title, just at me. Top 4 race is going to be fighting. Sheffield United up there. Sheffield United. I was not expecting Sheffield United to have one of the best seasons they've ever had. Like, ever. They've had a fantastic season. Absolutely brilliant. City... just not had the quality up to Liverpool standard. I'll admit. Sorry, City fans. Really, I'm sorry. Tottenham, whimper of a season. Mourinho's magic, I think, has gone massively. Right, guys, back to the relegation battle. Norwich City. Norwich City, they're definitely going down. They have a strong squad. Great manager. Just results. Just hasn't been happening for him, has it? And then you go look at the other teams down there, Southampton, they'll stay up again. They always seem to just rustle up something with Hasenhüttl, and they seem to stay up. Newcastle, new owners, they're going to be top 4 next season. I know that's a hard predicting, but I believe it will happen. Sorry. Okay. Bournemouth. We'll go up onto them now. Shocker. They've just been... one game against Chelsea I've watched. They played really well. All the rest, inconsistent. Poor signings. So I can just that down. Dominic Solanke for £20 million. He just hasn't done it. He's been really, really poor. And it's just been shocking for him. And all you've got to say for all the rest of the teams is that they have... like, the Premier League is the best league in the world. Like Everton, Marco Ancelotti, they will go next season. They will motor. Wolves, sensational. What a squad. Jimenez, Jota, Johnny. Absolute brilliance of Portuguese magic. That's all I can say. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Sorry guys if I hadn't highlighted your team in this episode. Right guys, we will go on now to a bit of rugby. So guys, let me just get the Super League table up for you guys. Rugby. Right, let's go have a look. So some rugby league. I'm going to go have a look at the greatest news. Huddersfield release win. So can't really give a comment on that. Toronto have signed a player from signed a Leeds centre. Watkins. That'll be a good signing. Leeds Rhino player. That'll be a good signing for him, I think. It'll be probably a really, really strong signing for him. Right, guys, let's discuss the table now. As it looks to be that the Super League will start in August. Now, let's start from the bottom and I'll go up to the top. Toronto Wolfpack. Just haven't got the quality, to be fair. When London Broncos went down, you just thought, right, they've gone down. Last game of the season, they played Wakey, who were down there. And it was a great game of rugby. They both fought, but Wakey just had the quality and London Broncos went down. And Toronto, it's looking like it's going to happen the same for them. 6 losses and a single win yet this season. Absolute whimper for them. But that signing, as I discussed, could be the difference. Hull KR don't look good. I think they'll go down next year. They just don't have the quality as they did a few years ago. They made it to the Challenge Cup final, and that's probably the last time Hull KR will probably up there. But now they're just going down. Last season was a win, but this season's an absolute whimper. Only 1 win in 6 games. Shocking. And a points difference of 85. Minus 85. Shocking. We go to Salford. Now, this is the biggest frustration. The finalists of last year, runners-up, Salford Red Devils. I was expecting them to kick on in the Super League, but they just haven't. The game which I watched them, which was their second win against Wigan Warriors, a sensational tackle at the last minute got them that win. And now, that's probably the best thing that's happened to him. And he got the man of steel as well. I can't remember the guy's name though at the moment. Sorry about that. But Salford, what a poor season. I was expecting them to be up there for many years. But now, no, it's just not happened. Just doesn't happen. Wakefield. Right, Wakey. Normally have a great start to the season. This time they have not. Only 2 wins, but they do have one thing which the other teams don't, which only these Rhinos have, and seems to be all the Yorkshire teams and Huddersfield Giants have. They have games in hand, which is big when the Super League season starts again. But they just Wakey's just not had the call. Like, right, they're up there. They're actually going to do something here. Actually going to get up there, maybe top 4, maybe somewhere like there. But then they dropped down. They stayed up by skin of their teeth. Not strong. Not strong. Hull FC, strong team. Reasonable, okay season, but they are down there. 3 wins, 4 defeats, and plus they do not have games in hand. That could be deadly. Catalan Dragons have loads of games in hand. Super League, because of all postponements and a few games going on, it completely made the league just go boof. Wow, the league looks absolutely unbelievable. Catalan Dragons, solid season, only 1 loss this season. They could get up there if they start getting some results. St Helens, poor season for their standards. 3 losses already for probably the best team in the league for the Scousers. It's not been strong. It's not strong as you expect them. They should be top of the league, top of that league, going for it. But they're not. They're 6th. They're behind Huddersfield Giants, who had fallen giant of rugby, but now they're picking it up again. We'll go on to them now. Strong season, really strong season. Only 1 loss this season with a 10-point difference, which is actually miles lower than St Helens, which could maybe come back to bite them in the backside. Warrington Wolves. Too many losses, far too many losses though. When Huddersfield and Catalan get their games in hand, they could be in massive trouble. Warrington Wolves, but still an okay season. 4 wins, 3 losses though. That 3 losses is going to come back to me. Leeds, solid season for Leeds. It's looking better than last season where they were down there, lingering. Then obviously they stay up, because it's Leeds. Managed to stay up by the skin of the teeth 1 season. They're really lucky to still be in there. Castleford, it's going to be between Castleford and Wigan this season in my opinion. Castleford, strong season, but they have had a few losses. I remember they lost to Warrington Wolves, which was a weak defeat to give away when they're in that position. They haven't been. They were top, but now they're not. They still, I think, will be in the playoffs, but just not that. And we'll go to top of the league. Wigan Warriors. Very strong campaign. A few years ago, 2 years ago, they were in massive financial trouble, but now they've just picked up the form massively. And now they're up there at the top. Massive well done to them. Okay, guys, thank you for watching the first episode of the Proper Podcast. This will be an every week podcast. So if you guys want to, subscribe to the channel so you see every podcast, it'd be much appreciated. Okay, guys, thank you and save it. Thanks for watching the